Although the photographs on the background were taken almost 50 years later, this is aimed at 8mm film from 1964 of the official opening of Leeder Park at Coalcliff, 35 miles south from Sydney, built on newly stabilised oceanside land by 5 years of keen community effort and help from local industries and Wollongong Council. Named after Noel Leeder, then President of the Coalcliff Progress Association and manager of the Illawarra Coke Works.
Coalcliff, 35 miles south from Sydney, combines scenic grandeur with major industry. Completion of a 5-year community project combining Rest Park with children's playground and a pathway to the beach and bars was celebrated by an official opening ceremony in February 1964. Chaired by Alderman Mrs. Rube Hargrave. Official guests included Mr. Rex Jackson, MLA for Bulli, Alderman Albert Squires, Mayor of the City of Greater Wollongong, Alderman Norman O'Brien, Mr. Brian Andrew, General Manager of Coalcliff Collieries and the Illawarra Coke Company, and Mr. Tom Clark, the District Mining Engineer for the Joint Coal Board.
Very fitting and appropriate that on this lovely day, in this lovely place, we should be brought together to see the culmination of much work over a long time by a few people. Our state member, Mr. Rex Jackson.
Progress Association and the Wollongong Council are to be congratulated in naming this reserve after Mr. Noel Leeder, who is the manager of the Illawarra Coke Works. To you, Mr. Leeder, and to your company, I'm sure that I speak on behalf of every section of this community when I say how much we appreciate what you have been responsible for. It's indeed a great pleasure for me to be here this afternoon to the official opening and naming of this beautiful little park at Coalcliff. Introduce to you as the Mayor of the City of Greater Wollongong, Albert Squires.
To Mr. Leeder and to his very big band of workers here to have established this park, I would like to now declare this Leeder Park officially open.
Officially opened 22nd February 1964 by His Worship the Mayor, Alderman A. Squires. The people of Coalcliff constructed this park during 1958-1963 by filling a swampy gully with 3,500 tonnes of hard rock and topsoil. This community project became possible through the help of the Council of the City of Greater Wollongong, the Joint Coal Board, Coalcliff Collieries Proprietary Limited, the Illawarra Coke Company Proprietary Limited, Newbury Brothers Transport, and many others whose assistance is gratefully acknowledged. The park and its amenities are here for your enjoyment. Please help preserve them.
It's a rather difficult time for me to speak, having heard so much said by previous speakers, and frankly I'm a little self-conscious about this business of having a park named after me. It's a wonderful tribute, and believe me, I do appreciate it tremendously.
Mr. Clark, District Mining Engineer of the Joint Coal Board.
I'm delighted to be here to represent the Joint Coal Board this afternoon. And firstly, I should like to offer congratulations to the township of Coalcliff on the acquisition of such a fine park in such a delightful setting.
Peanut hunt for the children was very popular and worked up an appetite for the afternoon tea for all at the Coalcliff Community Hall, where a small presentation was also made to Alderman Mrs. Rube Hargrave, to Mrs. Albert Squires, and to the Mayor.
like to thank the Progress Association for giving me the distinct honour and privilege of opening this park, and adding my congratulations with the previous speakers to those who have done so much for this little area here. I feel that over the last few years that many millions of pounds have been expended in the industry here, and in its wake we've seen a revolution here in housing and amenities that are required in any modern up-to-date town. And the company must take its full share of the credit for what they've done here. There's nothing better, I feel, than possibly introducing some particular civic project into the minds of these leaders of industry, because they have resources, I suppose, even much more than the poor state government that Mr. Jackson represents and the poor old city council that I represent. But when we all get together, it's amazing to see just what transformation can take place. And what's better than to have a park of this sort? I would like to add just a few words of congratulations to Mr. Leeder, and say that it's people like Noel Leeder that gives people like me some inspiration to do a public job, because here you find a man that's interested in the welfare of the people that depend on his company for their living, and they have to work with them, they have to live with them. And I only ask you and some of the older residents that are here this afternoon to have a look and see what's happened in Coalcliff over the last few years. And I think that you too must be proud. I am, as Mayor of the city, very proud of what's taken place. And there's people like Noel Leeder that has set the standard and set the pace for us to come along and follow. So it's quite fitting that this little park should be named after Noel Leeder. And might I say, Noel, that we in public life have possibly streets or parks or something else named after us, but that's about your only compensation for the many hours and weeks and months and years of work, is that somebody possibly shows some appreciation for the effort that you've put into it. And this is your payoff today. The park is to be named Leeder Park, and it will always be named Leeder Park. It will always remain a park. And long after both you and I are gone, the children of tomorrow will still be enjoying this lovely little area here.
Sorry about the scratchy 50-year-old magnetic edge stripe. I'm afraid it doesn't improve with age, and it's the best I could do to recover it. And to tail out, here are a few pics taken over the years at Coalcliff. Well, that's enough nostalgia for now, I think. Bye.